What if everything you've seen of the universe so far is only a tenth of what's actually there? Not a tenth of its size in the sense of distance, but a tenth of its contents, a tenth of its structure, a tenth of the galaxies sitting in the dark right now waiting to be found, and a new image just proved it. For decades, our picture of the universe came from two main sources, ground-based telescopes and the Hubble Space Telescope, and both of them gave us something incredible but also something incomplete. Because the universe doesn't just stop where our instruments stop seeing, it keeps going, filled with galaxies so faint and so far away that older telescopes simply couldn't pick them up. Which means the maps we built, the ones used in textbooks, documentaries, and every "this is what the universe looks like" graphic you've ever seen, were missing most of the picture. Then the James Webb Space Telescope pointed at a patch of sky we'd already mapped before, a region we thought we understood. And what came back didn't just add a few more galaxies. It revealed roughly 10 times more galaxies than the older ground-based maps had shown, and about twice as many as Hubble itself had found in that same patch. Let that sink in for a second, because this isn't a new discovery of one galaxy or one strange object. This is the same patch of sky, the same coordinates, the same region scientists had already studied. And when Webb looked again with sharper eyes, 90% more of it appeared out of nowhere, which means the universe wasn't hiding from us on purpose. We just didn't have eyes good enough to see it. And here's where it gets even stranger, because galaxies aren't scattered randomly through space. They're connected by something astronomers call the cosmic web, an enormous structure made of dark matter that stretches between galaxies like invisible scaffolding, pulling them into filaments and clusters across unimaginable distances. And until now, our maps of that scaffolding were blurry, incomplete, like trying to see a spider web through fog. With 10 times more galaxies suddenly visible in the same region, the cosmic web came into focus in a way it never had before, sharper, denser, and far more complex than the smooth, simple structure we'd been picturing. So what does this actually mean for the size of the universe? Here's the careful answer, because it's important to get this right. The universe isn't physically expanding faster because of this discovery. The edges of space didn't suddenly move, but our understanding of how much is packed into the universe just expanded dramatically. And if this one patch of sky was hiding 10 times more structure than we thought, that same multiplier likely applies across the entire observable universe, which means the 2 trillion galaxy estimate that's been repeated for years, the one you've probably heard before, might be a massive undercount, not because the number was wrong at the time, but because we were measuring with a blindfold partially on. And this connects to something else that's been quietly breaking cosmology for the last few years, something called the Hubble tension. When scientists measure how fast the universe is expanding, using 2 completely different methods, one based on the early universe and one based on nearby galaxies, they get 2 different answers that shouldn't be different if our models were complete, and that gap has only gotten harder to explain, not easier, the more precisely we measure it. Some scientists think this means there's a structure to the universe we still don't understand, vast regions of varying density that affect how we perceive expansion depending on where we're standing. And if the universe genuinely contains 10 times more structure than our old maps suggested, that's not a minor footnote. That's a potential piece of the puzzle for one of the biggest unsolved problems in physics. Here's the part that I think is genuinely humbling. Every time we've built a bigger telescope, a sharper instrument, a better way of seeing, the universe hasn't gotten smaller or simpler. It's gotten bigger and stranger every single time without exception. And there's no reason to think this pattern stops here. If 10 times more galaxies were hiding in a patch of sky we'd already looked at, what's hiding in the patches we haven't looked at with this kind of precision yet? What's hiding in the gaps of the cosmic web we still can't resolve? The honest truth is that the universe we think we know, the one in the documentaries, the one with the neat 2 trillion galaxy number, might be the smallest version of reality we will ever believe in, because every future telescope is only going to add more, never less. Subscribe, because next time we're looking at what's actually inside those gaps in the cosmic web, the empty-looking voids between galaxy clusters that might not be empty at all.